That's it. That's it. Let's go. Practice fast.
The Dolphins had their final practice today before the fourth and final preseason game coming up on Thursday night against the Cowboys in Arlington. And the coach, Tony Sparano, spoke after practice today, still very clearly dissatisfied about what happened last Friday night against Atlanta, and sees the game against the Cowboys as an opportunity to fix some of those things.
Guys, I've already told you this. We didn't play well. We stunk the other night. I mean, how can I be any clearer with that? So, we were not good the other night against Atlanta. I didn't like any of it. Okay? I liked individual performances. Okay? So when I feel like I know what my football team needs to be ready to play, and when I feel like we've gotten there, whether it's good, bad, ugly, okay, whatever the case is in this situation, I certainly hope it's going to be really good. Okay? But in my head, I have a number of plays that I think some of these guys would still need to play. You know, I'm looking at this fourth preseason game saying, hey, it's a game. We get to measure ourselves against somebody else. Okay, they keep score, and we want to win it. And at the same time, it's like coming out here and getting 40 more plays at practice one way or the other, okay, depending on who's playing and how much and any of those things. So in my head, there's some people that I have a specific play count for, or a specific number of series for, and then there's other people where I really have none. So I just want to see them play until I'm satisfied with how they play, one way or the other. So.
Meanwhile, the newest member of the Miami Dolphins, cornerback Benny Sapp, was thrown into the fire against the Falcons the other night, despite just having been on the team for a couple of days. And the coach says he likes what he's seen so far out of Sapp.
You know, the good news is with Benny, from a coverage standpoint, there aren't a lot of things that you're going to be able to throw at him that you hadn't heard before. And then fundamentally, I think he understands how to play it. So once he flips some of the, you know, the terminology in his head, it becomes pretty easy. I've noticed him communicating more and more out there every day, and, you know, starts to feel a little bit more comfortable. So this will be a good test for him. We're going to play him a bunch in the first half, you know, in a nickel and see what he does.
Staying in the secondary, a guy that got a lot of publicity early in the preseason, particularly because of his good play against Tampa Bay in the first game, Nolan Carroll has maybe fallen out of the spotlight a little bit as of late. Here's what the coaches said about the rookie's progress during camp.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that can do some jobs. So, you know, special teams jobs. You know, he certainly can play in the nickel. He's played corner in the game. So I think we're still evaluating Nolan in the nickel, inside in the slot. And, you know, still continuing to try to define a little more clearly some of the roles that he can do from a special team standpoint. So, you know, the challenge that we have, excuse me, is depending on the number of people we keep in the secondary, you know, will be the game day roster and whether or not, you know, you keep extra safeties or you keep extra corners and who you're taking to the game because of special teams purposes. So to make sure that you're right with the jobs that they can do back there, I think is important.
So a little bit on Nolan Carroll, a little bit on Benny Sapp, and still some on what was going on against Atlanta the other night. Be sure to stay tuned throughout the rest of the week to Dolphins.com and TheFinsiders.com for the latest as we get you ready for the Dolphins and the Cowboys on Thursday night.